There are just some guys out there who are just not actively looking for a serious relationship. Sure, these guys might be thinking, I'm open to a relationship if I meet the right type of girl, but until then, I'll just have my fun. And then before they know it, they find a new relationship and they slowly get roped in. They meet the woman, they take her on a couple nice dinners, then before you know it, he's meeting her parents, then they go apple picking. We all know once you go apple picking, it's over. But still, in their heads, they're still thinking, it's not a very serious relationship. And then sadly, as things start to develop, you start to get very real feelings for her because you're a sexy, confident lady who wants a great relationship in her life. And all the while, in the back of his head, he's thinking, I'm not so sure if I want this. And then as you start to have more real conversations with him about the things that you want in a relationship, he gets really scared and he pieces out. This is a very common situation that happens to women, and quite frankly, same situation happens to men. I hear it all the time from men. This is a natural part of relationships and it's not okay for it to happen, but it does happen. So just realize that you're not alone. Next, remember this. Don't blame yourself if this happens. It happens to people in dating. It happens at certain times in your life, and it's so frustrating and it's so easy to look at yourself in the mirror and think that it was all your fault. Should have seen all the red flags and you're so stupid the entire time. But you need to allow yourself to forgive him and forgive yourself and just be able to move on. It has nothing to do with you most of the time. Most of the time is because from the very beginning, he just didn't want anything. So now you're thinking to yourself, that's all well and good. You're not going to be too hard on yourself, but you still want to understand why this happens. The main reason that this all happens usually comes down to one word: fear. Men have a lot of fears when it comes to long-term relationships, and here's a few different reasons why. For starters, there's a fear of change. Now, as they say, change is hard at first, messy in the middle, but gorgeous in the end. And you know that when you get a new relationship, yes, change might be a little bit hard, but you welcome that change because you're looking forward to that beautiful relationship in the end. But a lot of guys have that fear of change. They don't want to change their ways. They don't want to change their lifestyle. Maybe they like going out. Maybe they like going on dates. Maybe they like meeting a lot of women and they don't want to change, or they're afraid of what this might mean to their life. And if that happens, what are you going to do? He wasn't able to see how beautiful the relationship would be in the end, and that is completely his loss. Next, there's the fear of commitment. Now, men have had a propensity to fear commitment for all of human history, but this is especially getting worse in the 21st century. One of the biggest challenges that people are facing in dating now, and this is probably a challenge you might be facing as well, is that there are so many options. You swipe left, you swipe right, you go online, there's a new guy, then you go out, there's another person, and when a guy goes out, he meets another woman. Before you know it, he's texting with 8 women. He can't decide who he wants to commit to. And science shows that when humans are presented with too many options, we find it very difficult to actually make a decision. So rather than commit to you sexy single lady, and dive forward and move forward with you, he decides to wait on the decision until it ultimately just dies out. And lastly, there's a fear of intimacy. He's been burned in the past. The last time he opened up his heart to a woman, she completely broke it. Or maybe he just has never been able to actually show any type of emotional side to him, and he's afraid that the more that he goes down this road with you, he's going to actually have to show some of those flaws that exist. Now, these are all reasons why men do end up disappearing, and some of these reasons are legitimate and are in need of nurturing from you, and other times these fears are just complete bullshit and he's just being a baby. And that's ultimately for you to decide. But if you are in a time in your life when you are emotionally mature, you're ready for a real relationship, then you know what? You need to leave your heart open to guys who are also open to those real relationships, who aren't running and hiding, who are willing to invest themselves and their emotional energy into you. And if you're finding that that doesn't happen and a guy does disappear, just remember that you're better off at ending now than going down 4 or 5 years from now and realizing that he was never in it in the first place. So let me ask you, has a man ever disappeared when things started to get serious? Leave a comment right there below. This is an amazing community, and this is where you can really contribute to all the other sexy, confident ladies here and be able to leave that comment. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please give this a like on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube for more videos just like this. And finally, if you are ready to finally attract the one and learn the steps that you can take right now to be able to find the man that you've been looking for, go ahead and click that link or head on over to sexyconfidence.com, where I have a ton of amazing resources that will help you through every single stage of dating, relationship, and finding love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you, you sexy single lady, next week. Bye-bye.